After breast cancer, one of the common complaints is having less arm strength. Some people have it in the same side that they've had the surgery on, and some people have it in both arms. The research is clear. Arm dysfunction is already present in the first 2 years after surgery. For some, it's a lot, and for others, it's not such an issue. So let's talk more about that in this session. We're going to be looking at changes in the shoulder and changes in arm movement. Hi, my name's Denise Stewart, and understanding shoulders after breast cancer, that's my thing. Let me show you this case. So this lady had shoulder pain and was finding it really hard to do the strength tasks that she was wanting to do at the gym. When you have a look at this side, which is, you can see that she's got a well matured scar on the just above her singlet there, but she's got full movement. And you kind of wonder what's going on here. It's not really obvious to many people, but have a look at the shape of the lats. So that's that muscle that's underneath your armpit. And so there's too much shaping there. To get that full reach of that arm, what the body is doing for this lady is that the shoulder blade at the back is over rotating, and it really makes the muscles at the back of the shoulder work so differently. Let me show you more. If I get behind the shoulder blade and snug it back into the position that it should be, then look where the arm is. It can't actually reach that far. So what the shoulder blade does is it goes, I'm going to help. I'm going to swing me around a bit more so that it looks like you've got full movement. So in this position, if you feel the muscles at the back of the shoulder, so that's the lats, then what you'll feel is that they feel quite tight. So even if the arm is in a rested position above your head, so you might have your hand on your head, then feel those muscles and they'll feel really quite tight. So in this case, when we get the shoulder blade back in position, it then becomes obvious why the arm feels like it's just not strong, why the shoulder feels like it's just not strong, because really the muscles are just too tight. Let's have a look at what's happening on the other side, and this is the dominant right hand side for this lady. She has a reddish looking scar, which is the axillary lymph node scar, and she's got something that's tied across her arm, and it's restricting her ability to be able to reach her arm up to her ear. And again, if you look at that back of the armpit, when she lifts her arm in this position, that shoulder blade has swung around again and the muscle is sticking out. Let's have a closer look. So the scar is going across the under the armpit, and then that tight band is cording, quite thick cording. When reaching out behind the body, different structures are put on stretch, and in this case it's the chest muscle, the main pec major muscle, and in this situation that's what's tight and causing the arm to have restricted movement. When we lift the arm up a little higher, then it's back to that cording again that's stopping the arm from reaching out the back. In this position of stretch, I'd be estimating that this lady has only 1/3 of the movement that she should have, and that's because of the tightness. So it's not unless we put the arm on big stretches and big stretches in different directions that we get to see what's actually going on with the shoulder. And this is just 2 examples of what can go on. What do you see when you raise your arm on the surgery side up towards your ear? And then look at what happens when you raise your arm backwards. If you see cording, or if you see lats sticking out way too much, then it's time for an assessment. I'm in the process of preparing training for other health professionals, and these are some ideas that I'm offering them about what can be done. But I've removed all the technical terms, and just let me show you that there is no stretches here at all. So there's treatments for cording, insertion, stiffness. There's treatments for stiffness of the skin at the chest and stiffness in the layers underneath. There's also adapted cupping methods, and therapists can take you through retraining of the shoulder and arm patterns after the tension has been taken away. And then the trunk muscles that give you the core stability, they need a bit of retraining as well. So if you've done your in the mirror test and you see that there's something there that's giving you a little bit of arm stiffness, not that full big reach out the back movements, then it's time for an assessment. You can look for an oncology trained, SCAR trained therapist. So it can be a physio, an occupational therapist, or an oncology massage therapist. I'm happy to provide an online service if you haven't got anybody local. That means that we get together like this. I put you through your paces, and then we decide what treatment that you need and that you can do at home. When the shoulder blade swings out, the muscles just can't work properly. And you can't have the strength, can't possibly have the strength.